Hey, it's me speaking. They call me Low, you can call me whatever you like. The night is dark, but for the stars and the stories and those who listen, thank you for listening. And a special thanks to our Ko-Fi supporters, Sky, Maelstrom Star, Flowerfield, Xbox Unofficial, and Kane, for the starlight you shine. I see it from here. If you'd be so kind, please go on and leave us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube streams, and join us on our Discord server to speak with us and tell us your own tales from your own worlds. Go on and take a look there at our link tree to find maps and portraits as well. Our background music is by Marika Shantz, and our intro music is by Ben McElroy. Our outro is The Falcon by Mimi and Richard Farina, covered by May Voisakian. Our official art is by our very own Corey, voice of Virgil, at Crow Queen on Twitter. Now, come and join me by the fire and look up at the sky. See the stars? They're still telling us their story. The train moves faster than anything should. It has no right to, some say. No living creature should move with that haste. But have you ever ridden a train? The hours stretch, long and slow. You move fast, but not your time. It stalls. Like them. Can't blame them. Don't think they mean to either. When the world's passing by, whose worries can you turn to but each other's? Anyways, I apologize. You want to remember what happened last, don't you? We'll see what's coming when it arrives. Last we met, our boys danced. It's quite a way to handle fear. Fear after Kian tells his friends they fell, feathered and bloodthirsty, and after Kirat the wolf ran into the wilderness. The boys next ran off to Umbra and Dalen and Dimitri to discuss Henry's plan, or lack thereof, going on forward. It's a hard place to be, cursed to die with no plan to fight it. At least their new allies seem interested in providing some light to those tracks ahead. There's a smell of smoky malt and lavender in the air, and you each hold a cup of dark black tea, delivered to you by Dalen. Dimitri has just handed off his new device to you, Virgil, explaining that it will help you with some of your troubles breathing. And then he turns back to you, Henry. And he sort of comes to rest in front of the partially made piccolo.
Is there a way, maybe, that we could try to, protect you from Navain knowing about the whole soul separation business? Because that's your main worry, isn't it? The Phoenix being so excited about this all.
Also, that is what you're here for, isn't it? To keep this secret?
So long as you don't go around flaunting your gem.
I guess if there's no other option and I should choose something, I will take the embarrassing roundabout way of saying I suppose we'll continue through with the trial.
Dimitri shrugs. It is not embarrassing. I think having some doubts about this is probably a good sign that you are sane.
I just mean everyone made such a fuss, we go to Umbra and then immediately we rushed over here through those tunnelways and I said, no, I don't want to, and then we had that whole conversation and
Well, look at it this way. At least you know what you're getting into. It's more than we did.
Probably.
Is that all? We're not quite finished with this, so we can't go through the trials yet. We shouldn't call it that, probably. I don't know, procedure sounds so medical.
Is Umbra in the room?
Yeah, Umbra stepped in behind Dalen.
Kian leans forward and sort of looks unsure as they gaze around the room to mostly Umbra and Dalen and Dimitri. Actually, there is something that's kind of changed since last time we talked.
All right.
So, what kind of things do you have that might be able to help sort of dampen the effects of vampirism?
They each look at each other and back to you. Dalen's head turns to the side curiously. Is this an additional member of your group, or The face you're making tells me otherwise.
Kian shrugs and will snap their fingers and just look how they look now.
Umbra's eyes widen, as do Dimitri's. Dalen stays pretty blank-faced, but nods.
Yeah, I wasn't. So, I think the worst thing now, I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to make sure I'm not hurting anyone unsuspecting, if I can help it.
Dimitri looks back at his already very full workbench. Okay, we have done this sort of project before. I don't know, we can't do it again. Are you sure that is what your situation is? Because this look is not a bad one, but it is not necessarily what happens as far as I understand.
I don't know if that's all that's going on, but...
Yeah. Okay, what, an instrument? What sort? Do you play? You do, yes?
I mean, look at you.
I've heard of him.
I don't really want another instrument. If it could just be a piece of jewelry.
Dimitri gestures to Umbra. She nods. Of course, yes.
That would be better for me. Just a cloak pin.
Just to make sure you understand, it's not going to... I can make trinkets with some power imbued in them, but it's not going to be the same as just changing you back. To make sure you understand that.
I know.
Don't rely on it too heavily.
I know, I think maybe a bit foolish to not try whatever I can to lessen it.
She nods.
Sits there anxiously, bringing his hands, and snaps himself back into disguise.
There was something else I should clarify, in case it adjusts the process you are in the middle of for me. I don't think I was entirely specific enough, but the earring I wear is not my own. Rowan and I exchanged gems about 3 years ago. So my own is not what is troubling me.
I do think you'll find most people are aware of that.
Right, but just wanted to clarify.
Yes.
Not related, maybe related. You seem to know more about magic. I don't have a patron anymore. But I can still do magic.
Is it the same class of magic, or could it have possibly accompanied this?
It looks a bit different, but I think it's the same. I haven't tried everything. It hasn't been that long.
Umbra looks to you curiously. Are you certain you don't have a patron?
I mean, I guess there's a worry there, but I didn't make any sort of deal.
Is it possible to check?
If your magic is of the sort typically channeled through a patron, then, well, the Fae can be complicated and confusing. I think it is far more common than you may realize that someone may fall into a pact without knowing.
He looks very worried. You can just... Alright, I don't love hearing that.
She just nods. It's not always a terrible thing, but I would try to be aware. If you, the typical things, start having strange dreams, if you start seeing a new presence, it can... I speak from experience, it's not pleasant, but does not always mean you're just losing your mind.
Virgil held a bit actually.
Yeah, Kian just looks... He does not look comforted by these words at all, but they
She
nod.
doesn't- She doesn't necessarily seem to be trying to come. She seems a bit nervous for Kian as well.
There's something else. We have a million things.
Dimitri just hides his face in his hands.
Actually, never mind.
No, say it. What is it?
No, it was silly. It's fine. I'll just try to figure out what this whole pack situation is then. Sorry, my mind's just kind of rushing through a lot of things. We're all good. It's fine.
Does Kian look like they're about to have a mental breakdown?
No. Well,
I feel like that gets the vibe across.
yeah. He looks like his mind is elsewhere. I don't necessarily think that is translated to a mental breakdown, but there's a lot of worry there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have a lot of work to do. So if that is all.
Yeah, Commander, would you mind just showing us the way back? There is something I would like to speak to you about.
Yes, well, in general, I believe we should be using the back entrance and exit from now on.
Yes, understood.
Yes.
Thank you very much for everything and for the tea as well, both of you.
Dalen smiles and nods. Dimitri actually steps over, picks up the fantasy inhaler. I have to show you how to use this, and just quickly, it shows you how it works. It's very similar to a inhaler that we would be familiar with in this world, but you don't have to refill the quote-unquote medication.
Oh shit! Endless air.
There are spores inside the magical, arcane energy spores, and you don't literally breathe those in, but you do shake them up. There's a slight glow, and then you hold it to your mouth, sort of like a mask.
It's all mushrooms, baby.
It's all mushrooms, baby. Yeah, shows you how to use it. It only takes a moment. One more thing before you go, you should track down your friend.
Yes, that is on the list.
Yes, we have heard rumors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know generally about where he is. Less populated.
Do any of those rumors come with anyone getting hurt?
Of course they do.
Is there any truth to them?
I can't say.
Okay, we gotta find him soon.
Yeah.
Alright, out.
Yes, sir.
You all march out the door. Before Dimitri closes it, he looks to you, Ox. Tell Georgette we say hello. And the door closes.
Ox just sort of stands dumbfounded at the door for a second. Yeah, I think he'll catch up with the group though.
Hang on, I need to write that nugget down. Okay, normal stuff.
Only normal stuff.
Only normal stuff. Once we're in the safety of the tunnels. I don't know how to begin. It relates to the original shepherds, the ones whose names seem to have been forgotten. Well, I mentioned that you carry Kepler's gem now, and I'm looking to get one back in particular. All of them at some point, but I think you can see how that might be a bit of a problem.
Her hand has moved to cover the gem on her other arm. Errol's not watching them, but is very clearly listening.
No, I understand how they may prove to be useful in what the new shepherds are doing now, but it is not where they belong. The gems. And he will glance back over his shoulder at Errol to see if they're about to cut him off, but if they don't, he will continue. And there is one among us now who I think would really like it back. If I may, can I introduce you? This is Errol Strauss. He was one of the original shepherds. One of 7 who made it through the trial. It was never just Ron and I.
Have you stopped walking?
he would have come to a halt.
Okay. Errol gives a little wave that feels a lot like Kirit has returned just for a moment.
He's here in spirit.
And then sort of leans back against the wall, arms crossed tight over his chest. Umbra looks between Errol and you. It's good to meet you. And Errol nods. Floris, I
know how it must sound. It is unbelievable, but it is the truth. Commander Ko holds their gem, and I don't think it should remain that way for long, if possible. I wanted to ask you about... Well, you know them better than I did. You work alongside them. Do you know... Could you make an educated guess as to what their reaction would be if they found out the truth about this? The Lost Shepherds. The gems.
honestly, I'm not sure I entirely understand.
Neither am I.
So, I can't say. These gems, do they each have, supposedly, someone out there waiting for them to be returned?
As far as I know, the others are gone. But that is no excuse to continue using what remains of them.
What would you have us do with them then?
Lay them to rest. Return the Errols. The Shepherds cannot go on as they are. This is wrong. And I think you know that.
I think these are very important. And that they should not be laid out somewhere to fade away.
We never agreed to hand our souls over to Dawning to use as they please. That was not part of it. It was never a part of it. Nevane knows that. But the others are not here to speak for themselves, so...
Doesn't strike you as odd that Nevane is using a part of another person like that?
You're the only person who has reported that they belong to someone else.
Right.
I'm not entirely sure I believe that based on that word, all of us should hand them over to you.
It's not just Virgil saying that. I think we all have seen enough to believe that.
Is that not what you have uncovered with your studies about the trial? Wouldn't your research support it?
You can see her starting to raise her defenses a bit. Her posture also tenses. You have no more right to them than any of us do.
And what about Errol? Does he not have a right to his own soul?
I don't know who this is. And if it is true, and she looks to Errol, almost apologetically, he looks like he could be talking about the weather.
Oh no.
If this is true, then I am sorry for it. But I cannot just walk up to Ko and take it from them. The fuck are your pronouns, Ko?
When in doubt, they it out.
When in doubt, they it out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm not asking you to take the gems off them. I'm asking to test the waters. See if maybe any of the other commanders would be amenable to hearing this out.
Admittedly, it might be a bit of a hard case, considering no one remembers Errol. My parents also don't remember Errol, nor did I, though it sounds like we have a history.
Fine. Maybe I just need to have another talk with our commanders-in-chief.
They will certainly have more say over this than I do. But these gems have made a difference for all of us. If there's no one else out there to receive them, then I don't see the use in this.
If the Shepherds are to continue, we have to find another way. And he'll leave it at that.
Umbra looks to the rest of you. It seems like maybe she's about to say something, then she keeps walking. Errol waits for y'all to walk ahead before following.
Henry awkwardly follows behind Umbra.
She looks lost in thought. She doesn't seem like angry anymore, though there was sort of a hint of it there before. She seems thoughtful.
Yes. Yeah, think about how fucked up it is. Just, for the next 10 minutes we have in the tunnel.
Before we get out of the tunnel, I think Keen will awkwardly offer the bag to Errol.
Errol's already ready. Like, as soon as the tunnels end, There's a little poof, and Errol Elizabeth flutters past into the bag. Umber opens the door into the smithing shop, turns back to you all. So, would you like me to bring you back to the grounds? I know you had a diamond to pick up.
Right. Probably best to drop off our... Henry makes a motion like jingling a coin pouch. Our things before meeting the vein.
Oh, also, I think Virgil has the bag of holding.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot.
You all head back to the estate. Umber just leads you to the door then, or the open wall, because there's not really a door to this shop. She again looks as if she's about to speak and then just gives a formal, short bow.
Virgil will step forward and return it. I know I dropped a lot on you. Thank you for hearing me out. Quieter, just for her to hear. If you are on the fence about the wrongdoings that have been perpetrating this program, Grace's younger sister, Sunny, she reminds me of someone who didn't make it through the trial. Denon was 14. And he will just nod to her and turn back.
She nods. And you all walk back to the Goodlove estate for your lunch.
And can he?
Yes,
we
Yeah.
Kian can
get you a
eat.
little cream puff to test.
Kian, you can eat, but you don't really feel satiated.
Does he feel hungry?
Not exactly.
You need to wash it down with some red.
It's good food. It doesn't seem unappealing to you. The Goodlove kitchens are renowned for how well they feed their guests. So you can derive some pleasure from eating it.
Is there a different type of hunger?
Not right now, but there was when you woke up.
He'll eat enough to figure that out. And once he does, he doesn't really finish his meal. I think I'm gonna go upstairs for a little bit.
Are you looking to be alone?
I think I need to think about some things.
Okay. Do you want anyone to check on you later?
Be fine. What time are you going to the grounds?
At some point.
Errol speaks up for the first time since the conversation in the tunnels.
Oh god.
If you could go after sundown, I would accompany you.
Yeah. May as well make Navain wait. Bit of pettiness, I think, is all I have. For now.
I can approve of that.
Virgil will walk back with Errol to whatever space they're sharing. I will get it back. But, unrelated, after the shit show that tonight is sure to be, do you want to do something fun?
Like what?
Well, I was thinking maybe we should get you a proper wardrobe.
Look down at the Furian shirt you've been wearing since you got it back on your mission. You don't think it will be too late tonight?
I think we will make it work.
The boutiques tend to close a bit early, you know.
Well then, perhaps we leave right at dusk.
Alright.
We don't have to if you don't want to. I just figured.
No, I could use something else.
Would you also like some time alone?
No.
Can I insight check them? 16?
They seem to truly dread the idea of time alone.
Okay.
If we could arrive a bit early for your meeting, I want to see. You mentioned to me there is that Sterling set some sort of, I don't know how you described it, memorial.
Yes. Yes, I can show you.
They step inside,
Virgil will join them.
and the day passes.
Henry gives Kian a couple of hours alone until there is a gentle knock on his door and hears from the other side, even through the thicker wood. Hello, Kian?
You can come in.
Door opens. Henry steps inside, closes it behind himself. Hello, I know you said you wanted some time alone, but there is an important matter I wanted to broach with you. He shuffles away from the door.
It's like very obvious that Keen's just been laying like on top of the bed, just staring at the ceiling.
Oh no!
But they've sat up.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, what do you want to talk about?
Henry takes a seat on the nearest chaise. You remember the Celestial?
Yeah, it's a hard one to forget, actually.
Right. So the aftermath of that. Virgil didn't lose the gem.
You fucker. I'm gonna make fucking lose it.
I mean, he did. Well, he almost did. I picked it up. And with your whole situation, he removes from his pouch the ink jar that he's been keeping the gem in. I figured it might be most appropriate for you to decide what to do with it next. Maybe offer some answers or something?
Keen just kind of hesitantly reaches out to it. What does it look like again?
It looks like a red coin.
Yeah. It looks different than before.
At some point it changed. It also burned a hole through Virgil's clothes, which is why I've been keeping it in this jar. Seems to be fine with that.
How did you touch it?
Touching it was fine.
Keen will just kind of dump it into his hand. He'll just look at it for a while in his palm.
Thank you for... I'm glad that Rowan doesn't have it.
So am I.
I feel like that would maybe be an issue.
I think so too. If anyone in our party is qualified to handle this particular item situation, it would be you.
I think this is why I'm like this.
And Keen looks like their true self at the moment. Full white and gold arms.
Sorry, I've just been thinking about this for like the last 5 hours or so. 24 hours, really.
Don't worry. I haven't been telling Virgil Oxnose.
I think Keen kind of winces at that.
I didn't mean to not tell Virgil, but when we get out of Dawning was when I was planning to tell him, because I still don't want it to end up in Nevaine's hands. They seem to have a interesting affinity for collecting similar objects.
I hate not telling Virgil, but I think I think maybe waiting until after we leave Dawning is better.
Yes, I know. I've been trying to not make a habit of it. It's just the Dawn Shepherd sometimes makes it so. I think he's getting better.
The face that Corey's making.
Really quick, player to player, define better.
But when Rowan shows up, he's on his knees a little bit.
Not a little bit.
Fully. He's prone at this point.
Okay.
Keen fully smiles for the first time in a little bit.
I think I'm gonna actually, thank you. I'm gonna see what I can do with this.
Well, I'm curious. If something exciting happens, let me know.
I'll let you know first thing.
Thank you. I should go and prepare my most polite face for Nevain.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Keen climbs back onto the bed and just sits cross-legged and holds the coin in his hands. And as Henry's leaving, it's pretty obvious he's just gonna focus on that. I do want to try to reach out to it. Keen is just gonna sit on the bed and close their eyes and they don't know what they're doing, and they're just thinking really hard at it.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Roll wisdom.
3.
You don't hear anything, you don't feel anything. The stone is a stone in your hand.
They stay there for a while anyway.
Virgil?
Virgil will actually be doing something very similar. He, as he often is cross-legged on the floor, trying to meditate. He will cast the healing spell on the earring again. Because it is a new day, so he will continue that, kind of make it into a bit of a pattern. He will also sit with it on his open palm and try to connect back to that, whatever that thing was that he spoke to.
Oh yeah.
You know the role, babe.
I do.
Is it another wisdom check?
Gotta get that
We got
W.
this.
Let's go.
No!
Did you also roll a 3?
No, I rolled better than you.
Oh, okay.
It's a-
4.
Let me check my wisdom score. Yeah, it's bad. It's a 6.
You also don't really feel anything.
Twice as
Just
good
its
as-
warmth in your palm.
That was the worst high five.
We tried to be really quiet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And eventually, dusk falls.
Yeah, I think Virgil will gather with the boys and explain that he would like to pay a visit to a specific corner of the Phoenix grounds first, if they would be so amenable.
There are no objections from Henry's end.
Kian's not in their room.
Okay, alright, we can start with that instead. Have any of you seen Kian? They're not answering their door.
I spoke with him not too long ago.
I think Virgil will knock again, louder, and then when there is no response, try the doorknob and presumably open it to find nothing?
It might be locked.
Kian, if you don't answer, I can just move through this door. So if you truly don't want me in here, now is your time. He will wait 10 seconds and then phase through.
Could you unlock the door from that side too?
The door opens.
The window's open.
Shit. Is Marigold here? Is Marigold gone too? Is there just a pigeon? With a note?
Well, one, she's not a pigeon anymore.
Sorry, is there a falcon with a note?
No.
Okay.
What are the chances that they're just trying out a new bad thing or got stuck again? But then they couldn't open the window.
Henry, you spoke with them. Do you know, did they say anything?
No.
Okay. Right, Virgil will just give the room a quick, turnover to see if Kian left any clues as to where they went.
The banjo's here, but
okay.
the mandolin's not.
Can Ox insight check Henry's no? 11. Well, Henry wouldn't lie.
Vampires still have a scent. Right.
Is there a way for maybe you and Delilah to track them? That's all we have right now. I don't know where he might have gone.
I think we could probably start there. Considering I'd hope he wouldn't have tried to turn into a bat again, so he must have just climbed down the outside.
Yeah, I'm just worried that he might have tried something stupid. Can we... Virgil will just, make to the closest exit.
So let's say Delilah gives the banjo a little sniff
Yeah.
to pick up the scent.
The banjo and the sheets of the bed that Henry knows that Kian was lying on for a really long time. Really.
Yeah.
Dissociated.
At the ceiling.
And then I would say this would be maybe a nature check
True.
or survival.
10.
She does pick up Kian's scent, around the window, but sort of loses it pretty quickly. There's a gentle rain outside. You think maybe could have washed away the scent.
Virgil is just Katara shape watering it off of him. Little umbrella. Doesn't want to be wet.
Damn, I should have caught where Vincent and Nadia are staying. They can both be so elusive sometimes. Better at tracking than I am, though.
So there's a chance your friend just wanted some privacy?
It's not like Kian not to give notice.
He did write a note last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't scoff at me.
My money is probably on Lachlan, not Lachlan.
Right, but if they ran off to see Jacques, then that means Scar is not far away.
I suppose the question is, given the time and everything, and it's not that I don't want to find Kian or find them promptly, but we do also still have to meet with Nevane. Perhaps we could do that quickly, and maybe by the time we get back there, Kian will have returned.
I think it's worth a shot, unless we're willing to split up, but I don't think that's a good idea either.
We don't even have a direction. I hate it, but I think you're right.
I don't really like it either.
Okay. To the Phoenix grounds. He'll lead the way to that little forgotten corner of the Phoenix grounds, and he will stop just before it is in view and turn to Henry Knox. Would you mind just giving us a few minutes?
Not at all.
To give you guys a picture of what's happening here, you are like in the middle of the gardens. Like you are not on the trails or the pathways or in the courtyard. Virgil has led you to a overgrown patch of garden in the middle of the grounds.
And this is where we set the ambush and we strike. You take the left, I'll take the right.
Yeah, Virgil, we're stealing that stone, right? Say the word.
Anyway. Thank you. We'll be back. And he will walk with Errol to where the overgrown garden still sits.
The dandelions are all bright yellow right now. Errol stands at the edge of the garden for a moment. Steps in. It's pretty easy to see the stones lined up along the wall. He walks over to them. And he turns and holds a hand out to you.
Virgil takes it.
No, it's a bag.
Okay.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, pass the bag over. Sorry, I thought hands were for holding.
He takes it and then steps over to the front of the line and bends down to pick up one of the stones, places it in the bag, walks over to the next one, places it in until he has all 7, hands it back to you, and then walks back towards Ox and Henry.
What are you going to do with them?
Put them somewhere better than this.
Virgil doesn't say anything. He follows.
And you all meet back up. I suppose I should go back in. Poof! And turns into a bat.
Yeah. Would it be easier, though, for letting them lay eyes on Rowan to, have them, hide under Virgil's cloak? He'll lift up a corner of his cloak for Errol to hide under.
Errol flits into a new place underneath Virgil's cloak. You feel the weird feeling of little bat claws as he gets settled.
Not too dissimilar to little cat claws.
Tinier.
You head to the main hall.
Yeah, Virgil will pause outside of it and just take a deep, steadying breath. And assume the posture of a soldier.
Gonna be alright going in there.
I always come out eventually.
The various staff, attendants, members of the grounds do obviously notice the 3 of you. None of them really bother you. You'll get polite nods, or you'll be ignored. Not ignored rudely, but as if you were any normal passerby in the grounds.
Yeah, Virgil knows the way.
It's an uphill climb, Henry and Ox. When you met Navain before, it was in the lower hall, where people would be accustomed to meeting Navain, but the office itself is actually up 3 of the tiered gardens. So there's an impressive amount of stairs you need to take to get there, where you reach a smaller, simpler tower backlit by the Phoenix's fire, the furthest building back, the bell tower. There is a guard at the door. Virgil, it's the same guard you ran into earlier. But this time he does not try to stop you. He just turns around and presses a hand to the door. You see a faint glow of some sort of magic being cast or activated, and the door opens, motions for you to enter. His eyes are downcast.
Okay. Virgil will start up. What's wrong, May?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just not here. I'm not here, so I'm closing my...
You enter an empty lobby, you would call it. There's a spiral staircase on the opposite side. Virgil, that's the stairway to Navain.
He'll lead the way. His face is blank.
The other 2 will follow.
You reach the door.
He knocks.
It opens. Navain's office is empty, completely. Aside from a desk at the far end, a bare desk, and a chair, and Navain. It takes you all a moment to realize what is off about them. They're sitting in the chair placed in front of the desk, and Ox, it makes a little more sense that you've never seen this before. But Henry and Virgil, you've never seen them sit down. They beckon for you to come inside.
Commander.
Close the door.
Virgil will shut the door. I think you two can tell that Virgil is on edge.
Where is Linus?
Unfortunately, something of the utmost importance came up, and they're not able to attend at the moment.
What is it?
Sorry, we were under the impression you asked to see us.
No. Linus.
Don't see how it's relevant to the whole getting the diamond situation.
If there is something you would like us to pass along, we can certainly do so.
They look to you for a moment. No. They reach into the pocket of their robe and pull out a rough diamond, place it on the desk next to them.
While they're doing that, can I just, for the fuck of it, insight check them? Did they expect Kian to be gone? It's a 9.
Unreadable as always. Mr. Goodlove,
Yes.
you may ask your questions to me.
Questions? I'm sorry, was I supposed to prepare something?
You are interested in the trials.
Don't you laugh at me.
I'm not laughing at you, I'm panicking.
Of course, I'm interested in the trials. It's perhaps one of the most fascinating aspects of the Dawn Shepherds.
You are considering going through with them.
Considering going through with them, interesting assumption. Are you trying to recruit me?
I'm trying to answer you. What is killing you?
Has anyone ever seen the Phoenix and Nevane in the same place?
What is killing you?
If I had that answer, I probably wouldn't be here specifically.
You may tell me.
I don't know. I am actually being genuine on that. Virgil can fact check me.
He doesn't say anything. He's standing as if he's like carved from ice.
They watch you for a moment longer. Nod once. Why do you doubt your family? What answers do you seek? You wanted more verbosity. You have it.
Who told you?
You did. The Phoenix did.
What do you mean by that?
You spoke to the Phoenix.
Don't be absurd. Nobody's spoken to the Phoenix outside of yourself.
You have.
Recount me the tale. You seem more privy to it than I am.
Would you like to take a seat?
Henry stands for a moment, and then, just shy of sitting in this chair like a pouty child.
There's no chair.
There's no chair. Fine. Just shy of sitting like a pouty child, plants his ass on a desk.
You've never been sexier. Rowan who?
Did you mean the floor?
They smile. Another thing.
I'm sorry.
And gesture in front of you. And there's a chair there. I meant there. This is acceptable.
Henry slips off edge of the desk and sits like a gentleman with his legs crossed on the chair.
Does this feel real? Is there something about this scene like dreamlike, or like it's been weird since we entered this building?
We're just like, I am dreaming right now.
I want to roll like a
Perception.
perception. Yeah, what is Ox doing?
God. Panicking,
Is Ox
freaking
hanging
out?
back? Like is Ox?
Ox has been at the back of the room observing all of this. The vibes in here are really fucking weird right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Beyond weird.
And then what did you get?
13.
There's a dreamlike element to it just because this chair appeared out of midair, and there is sort of a dreamlike, uncanny quality to talking to Nevane in general. But I mean, the view outside the large windows is, clear, and it's the same depth of darkness as it was when you entered. Nevane stares at you, waits for you to speak.
So, you've, been eavesdropping, or?
No. If you speak to the Phoenix, you speak to me.
Are you claiming to be the Phoenix?
No.
Well, then I'm afraid you're going to have to be a little bit more clear.
When you speak to the Phoenix, you speak to me. You're silent for a moment. They'll continue. I don't know why you wonder about turning against your family, so the question of should or should not cannot be answered. I would not say the good loves are good. I would not say they are bad. They are people. I don't know what it is you wonder you are undeserving of, so that cannot be answered either. The trial does not keep you from dying, but it can help. And I believe you should go through with it. You ask if there is any other way. I am not sure what you mean. I do believe you will come out the other side. I am interested in knowing what happens if you go through with it. That is my only reason.
And why did you go through with it?
I am not finished. I do not always approve of the good love and good love line. But I support it, and I wish to accept the remaining people of Enosh. But the Phoenix does not.
And you can't change their mind?
No.
Have you tried?
Yes. They turn to you, Virgil. Speak.
He visibly bites down on something and starts again. Why did you go through the trial?
Curiosity.
That's all it was. All of that risk for curiosity.
You do not believe me, but I wish to help Sterling.
I have never heard word that you are fate-touched. Are you?
There's a faint smile again. No,
So how then did you survive?
I cannot answer that.
Cannot or won't?
Won't. Would you like to go through with the trials, Mr. Goodlove? You may be your own entity, not beneath the other commander-in-chiefs.
Are you offering to be the one to administer it?
Yes,
At least let me know what I'm in for.
you would answer to me. I would like you to continue the missions, the research that you began in Freya. I will not accompany you. You will be free.
Has, to my knowledge, Navain ever left Phoenix Island?
That's a good question. I don't think you've ever seen them leave. They generally send other people.
Another point to Navain is the Phoenix. Noted.
I love May's eyes closed as they react.
I'm not here. If I can see.
And if I don't want to go through the trial?
I hope that you will.
That doesn't answer my question. It's nothing personal, you just don't make clear terms with the Fae one time and try not to make that mistake again.
I would have to decide if it is worth it to force you.
You know, that does make it tempting to say no. Just to see what happens. Maybe you're not the only curious one here.
They nod.
You think you could? And get away with it?
Yes.
As you have covered up what you have done with the last shepherds?
Yes.
Can I insight check them?
Yes.
It's so bad! It's a 3.
Unreadable as always.
God! And you still expect me to believe you're out to help Rowan?
I don't expect you to believe.
And yet you seem disappointed I do not.
That is not what disappoints me.
Well, it is not something I am unused to. Henry, you don't have to do this.
Well, Henry stands up from his materialized chair. Well, unfortunately, considering that you only had the Phoenix's word to go off of, there was an update this morning in which I had a dramatic change of heart and have decided to no longer go through with the trials. A bit of a crisis of self, if you will. There's just something about the whole express dying that once it really hit me that I just couldn't go through with that anymore. So, I do have to decline. He takes the diamond off the desk. But do appreciate your generosity and offer, especially for expediting things, but sorry to disappoint.
Are you dying, Mr. Goodlove?
Arguably everyone is.
Virgil, he's watching for any sign of escalation. We 3v1 Navain in their office. It's gonna be great.
Henry, what are you thinking about right now?
What the fuck?
Just like top of your mind, like what are you thinking about? As I ask that question. Do thoughts of the curse at all flicker through your mind?
Say no, maybe they'll believe you.
Honestly, admittedly, no. He's in petty bitch mode.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really more a matter of if you could hear his thoughts, they would all be in a big mental scoff, which is probably not too far from how he's actually sounding.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 3.
3.
No, we need to roll better wisdom.
It's the magic number.
Was it a wisdom save?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I would love to have counterspell. That'd be great.
Ian, don't worry. He's got the diamond.
We don't have Kian!
We can worry about that later.
Not if you're dead!
We can acquire
My dearest
We have
friend.
acquired diamond. Now we just need to acquire Kian.
So glad they're not here right now.
This is fine. This is fine. This is so fine.
So I think Navain does whisper something, and clearly they're casting a spell. Henry, I honestly am going to have a hard time believing you if you argue with me that beneath your surface level thoughts.
Are you dying? He's like, yeah, at an accelerated rate. Could be dying pretty fast.
Okay, I'm gonna say that counts.
I guess. Yeah.
This would be gaining insight into the reasoning behind your answer that you gave, your emotional state, something that looms large in your mind.
There is the major self-loathing. Does it really matter that much if, I'm the one that dies? And, if you're gonna kill anybody, you might as well do it to me, because I'm already in the process of dying faster than, the average person. And, I know exactly how you meant that question, Navain, but I'm not gonna answer it straightforward because you don't deserve that, because then... Yeah, that's just how I feel about that.
Because you're a bitch.
And you can feel that they've cast this. You can feel that they have insight into your thoughts.
Virgil steps in front of Henry, hand on his sword, doesn't draw it. Whatever you're doing, stop it.
Relax, Virgil. It's just a bit of mind reading.
I don't think I will relax. You may be commander-in-chief of this island, but you don't have sovereignty over all of us.
They stand up. Do you wish to kill me, Flores?
I don't know what I want.
They turn their attention to Ox. What of you?
What of me?
Your presence here is... They faintly smile again. Mysterious. Do you not remember, or... Are you a better performer than anyone I've ever met?
Ox's expression has shifted, and he looks pretty pissed. I take it you've met someone that looks an awful lot like me, then.
No. I have not. I have only heard stories.
My performance seems to be lacking most of the time. My other half would be the performer.
Other half.
That would be me.
Can Neil have inspiration?
Yeah. They look to glance to Henry, back to Ox. Do they trust you?
Depends on who they is.
Navain glances to Henry and Virgil.
My friends trust me.
Why?
Is it difficult for you to understand?
Yes.
Depressing.
Yes.
Is there any other business we need here, or I just want to know what our end goal is right now? We met for the diamond, we've got the diamond. Don't see anything else that needs to be done.
I want to see you complete the trials. I want you to give to me the rest of whatever you found in Freya. I want us to work together.
The problem there is that there are many old bridges you have burned. I don't think we are in the business of obeying blindly.
It is not blind obedience.
It is what you are asking for from Henry, is it not?
No.
He would serve you?
No. He would report back to me.
I'd already said I don't want to go forward with the trials. So,
Is anything good enough for you?
No.
Then nothing we do matters. And I don't think there is a reason for us to be here any longer.
I believed you devoted
To a point, yes. Not to you.
to Sterling.
You are not one and the same.
No.
So you would hold him beneath the edge of a sword to get what you want? There's nothing you won't do to get what you want, is there? And the world won't be enough. When dawning spreads to cover the continent, it will not be enough.
That is not my dream.
Then what is? Where do you see yourself dawning any of this? What's the point of forcing me to go through the whole trial business or conducting further research? Have you thought about it?
Yes. There are some things I cannot tell you. I want to make the world a better place.
And what will burn to make it that way?
Is it not already burning?
Why?
I have burned. I will continue. I ask only for your help.
And what happened to Enosh? Was that a tragic accident?
The guardian vanished.
Vanished.
Yes.
Did you have something to do with that?
I cannot kill a guardian.
I never said kill. Can I insight check them?
Yeah.
God, you son of a bitch! Oh, dirty 20.
Oh.
It does seem like they almost say more in like sort of half-second intake of breath, and then they don't. You claim to be devoted to Sterling. Then help me. You are dying. I can help you. I ask for help in return. They look to you, Ox. I think there is much you do not know. Or you are very, very smart. And I would like you on my side.
I still require an end goal.
For now it is to learn. I want to learn about what you have found beneath Freya.
We already told you everything.
You did not.
Where is the rest of Rowan's earring? Do you have it?
The rest. No.
Don't lie to me. I know you collect these things like they are coins. Do you have it?
No.
And what will you do to him if we leave? If we walk out that door and have nothing to do with you?
I don't need to do anything to him.
I have seen and fought and killed a number of things out in the oceans. You are more monstrous than any of them. And I don't care how much you want to make the world a better place. This is not worth it.
Am I your enemy, Flores?
To me, it sounds as though you are the enemy of everyone who was an Enosh. The only papers I have left read that I am a citizen of Enosh, and so I would say that includes me.
You have had so many chances. Why do you not take them? I stand before you now. I have no weapon. You have only allies beside you. You claim to be devoted to Sterling, but you cannot take a simple step.
Why do I need to kill to simply have a life for myself? That is not a choice.
This is what disappoints me. You will not take the step that is needed.
I don't need your approval.
No. But you need my help. Or you need me gone. And you are afraid and you neither. And nothing changes. That is what I want.
Change?
Yes.
Then try stepping down. There is another here who can speak to the Phoenix. You are replaceable. Just as you have done with the Shepherds.
Mr. Goodlove does not have the devotion to the Phoenix that I do.
But perhaps Mr. Goodlove cares more for the people of this island, for
He
this
does not.
world.
We've only had 2 conversations, you say that so confidently.
What have you given the Phoenix? A bowl? A drink? That is not devotion.
And what have you given it?
Between Navain and Henry, the floor, it's like it opens up or changes, and in a rectangle, not fully across the room, but between the two of you, is essentially a bed of wood and coal and paper and flame. And without flinching, they step into it.
Henry pulls Virgil back away from.
I don't think that he flinches from the fire. He doesn't. You pull on his arm and he doesn't move.
Is this what you are prepared for? As their clothes burn away. Is it?
Without question, I would walk through the fire for the one I care for.
Then do it.
Don't. It's not really devotion. Virgil. Not just Virgil.
They step out from the flame.
The other party shouldn't be asking such a thing of you. It's not devotion.
For the moment, they're ignoring Henry, or at least not looking at him. Their palms glow with healing magic. They pass it over their hands, over their face, and step back around the flames to their desk. Their body is covered in burns, both fresh and old, entirely. They just open a drawer and pull out another robe. Drape it over their own shoulders. I do not ask this of you.
Do you ask it of Rowan?
No. This is devotion.
Would agree to disagree.
You know nothing of the word.
And you know nothing of trust. And for that you have my pity. You can cling to the Phoenix's flame all you want. I have my own. I don't need it.
If you turn from me, you turn from him.
Virgil, they don't speak for him.
But I know him.
Fuck!
Go with your instinct.
They step back around the desk again, towards you two.
I literally don't know what my instinct is. My head is empty. That's the problem.
Henry will try to take another step back, but even since the flame incident, he still had his hand grasped around Virgil's wrist and won't step back farther than Virgil's willing to.
The door isn't locked, is it?
Ox, you try to open the door and it doesn't budge.
Great.
Sick. Weapons weren't taken from us.
No, they weren't.
Ox sort of hesitates as if he's holding an action.
You stay away from him. You don't own him. You don't own any of us.
I don't claim to. Let me see what you found.
What will you do with it? Rip poor people's souls from their bodies?
No.
Is that not what you have wanted to do this whole time?
No.
Collect the gems, more souls, make more shepherds.
Not the same way. I want to learn.
Virgil, at this point, let's just be honest with them. We don't have anything more to show you because we lost whatever the hell it was. We weren't able to bring it back.
What did you find?
Don't think we have a proper answer for it. It was like a condensed form of those mushroom things.
What has it to do with Strauss?
Who's Strauss?
Errol Strauss, the man your parents asked me about.
Your parents are snitches.
The one that they told me was an imposter?
Yes.
Are you saying he's real?
They look to you, Virgil.
Why are you so concerned? You buried him, along with the others.
That is why I'm concerned.
Not afraid your cover-up will be blown open?
No. Answer me.
Why should I? You are all but holding us here at gunpoint.
You think I am threatening you?
Yes! If not me, then Rowan. You have all but said it outright.
I am trying to help you.
You're trying to help yourself.
I am trying to help you.
Some people have a different idea of what that looks like.
I never asked for you to help me. I simply want to go and live my life.
They reach forward and grab you by the wrist,
He's ice cold, and he doesn't stop that from hurting them.
and they pull you away from Henry.
All strength contested.
Tug of war.
Run! Babe!
Strength.
In the midst of this, because he doesn't fucking believe what they said earlier, can he try and connect with the earring again? He's on a whim searching for whatever piece of it might be missing if there's a thread to trace. Is it here?
Yeah. Yeah.
5.
Natural one?
Navain manages to pull Virgil from your arms. Their grip is a bit weak though, Virgil, like shaky. But they just like pull you close. If you care for him, you will help me. It is not a threat, it is the truth.
What do you know that you are not telling us?
Roll a persuasion check.
Do I have to?
Yeah.
Do I got this? No, I don't! I don't
Do you have
know!
inspiration?
No!
Oh.
A 1. You are not ready. You haven't even the strength to fight me.
You know, you're doing a very terrible job of making yourself an ally. How about you let go of Virgil? Let's start there.
To just look to you, Virgil. You can't really tell what emotion is playing across their features, maybe because you haven't seen them emote before, but it is strong.
The coldness of his skin starts to change. It warms. Where he is gripping the hilt of his sword, wisps of smoke start to swirl up. He unsheathes the blade a few inches. There are streaks of blue flame along it, so hot they're almost white. What do you know about him? You can't want me to kill you, that would be too easy. Are you dying, Commander? You seem unsteady.
I am not.
Tell me,
What?
why are you fighting so badly to understand these gems?
Why do you love the Guardians so much?
Excuse me?
You serve them. I do not. I serve the people.
I do not serve the Guardian. Not of this island nor any other.
Then join me.
Then state what you're after.
I have told you. I want to know what you have found. I want to find more.
That's not your end goal.
I cannot say my end goal until I know what you find. I want you, they turn back to you, Virgil, to prove yourself.
And why should I? Why should I have to
Because
you?
you want to know. You have come so close. And then you stop, you give up. What, because it hurts? You think you know what pain is? You don't.
You think you know me? Everyone is so quick to want me to be something. You are just like everyone else. I don't owe you anything. I do know you are unfit to lead.
You want to speak to them, don't you?
To who? The Phoenix.
No. The light, the voice you hear.
It doesn't matter. If I never hear from it again, that is fine. Do you want to speak to them?
Yes.
Is that why you went through the trial? They won't answer you either.
No.
I think that is just fitting, isn't it?
So you leave now, Is that it? Your curiosity has ended here? It is not worth moving forward. Where will you go? You'll find a train. Go back to somewhere. Pay your coin to the devil. Die of some curse.
There's more to our goals than just what involves you. Don't even know why we started off on all this, do you? Or can your omnipotence enlighten us?
We're gonna die. We're gonna die in this room.
It's fine. Kian's the only survivor.
Kian can tell our story.
He comes back and says, hey guys.
What Highness?
It doesn't matter what you want, that is what will happen. You, they look to Ox, cannot run forever. You have no other option to turn to. And if what you claim is true, Flores, then you cannot live without Sterling at your side.
He punches them in the face. The same cheek that he punched when he was banished.
Their grip falters on your arm as you punch them. They stumble back.
You are not fit to have his name in your mouth. And you are not fit to stand behind that desk.
Rowan Sterling. He has chosen to stay. He will not follow you. They take a step forward again.
Why do you want me to do this? What is it you could possibly mold me into by goading me into beating you?
There's a line of blood down from their nose, past their lips. They don't say anything. They stand about a half an inch away from you.
If you wanted me to cut you to ribbons, you shouldn't have sent me out into the wild. What, you want me to dirty my blade for him? For you? You're not worth it. He sheathes the sword, and the flames will fade away. Good day, Commander. And he will bow, as formal as ever, and turn for the door.
When you straighten up from your bow, you catch a glimpse of them before you turn away. You do notice something looks different. Their eyes are a different color, a sort of reddish brown, and their ears are rounded, like a human's.
What the fuck are you? What are you? He stops. And I think he gives them a once-over. Is anything else different?
No.
What is this? Are you slipping?
No. I am trusting.
What or who are you?
It is not well known. Dhampir. I am devoted to the Phoenix because I must be.
Does it hold you hostage?
No.
So it is a choice. What were you hoping the trial would change? Were you hoping it would be a cure?
Yes.
That is why you did all of this?
No.
Then why? Why the shepherds? Why did you do this to us?
I do not want my mistake repeated. My life is tied to the Phoenix. To the Guardian. Everyone's lives are tied to the Guardians.
What did you do?
I don't understand.
Your mistake. What was it?
I am a prisoner here. I do not wish to be.
You seem to be under the impression that everyone else feels the same.
Not everyone, though.
So what, you want freedom so badly you would take death?
Not yet.
So then, if we put all matter of blackmail off the table, what do you want? Just the research? Whatever we found in Freya? You want to be... what, human?
I want what you found. And I want what you find.
We already told you we can't give you what we found in Freya. We don't even have it.
You are lying.
I get that a lot.
You lie often.
I know.
So you want to be cured and you want to be set free. That is what you want.
I no longer care for a cure. And my wish is not only for myself.
What, you want us, everyone, to be safe out in the oceans?
They nod. There's a trace of sort of trepidation as this conversation continues. And it's very subtle, but you see their eyes sort of dart to the side, slightly over their shoulder, and back to you. Behind them is nothing but the window, and outside, the bell tower and the Phoenix's flame.
But, you know, it is getting rather late out there. Hate for Kian to come back to an empty house. We should probably be on our way now. I think we probably wrapped up what we came here for a while ago.
You were so caught up in trying to change us, change people to make us safe out there. Why not dedicate yourself to fixing what has gone wrong out there? To changing
what I'm
the
trying
world,
to
not
do.
the people. You would rip our souls out to make us safe. You have not even found anything for a better way, have you? Have you thought about purifying the oceans instead.
There is much I don't know. This is why I ask for your help.
Are you going to try and unleash us now?
No.
Then you could open the door. We aren't interested.
Give me what you found.
Lord.
I do not trust you, and you know that. But if this is what you want, to find a way to make the world safe, I don't see that as a bad thing. Your means and your method, that is where we disagree. The Shepherd's program has to stop. The gems need to be returned. And whatever leash you have on Rowan, deny it all you will. You will release it.
There is no leash.
Virgil.
I hold nothing.
Not yet, you don't.
Come on, don't you want to get dinner, Virgil? If Virgil glances back to Henry, he's giving him a little beckon to come.
I don't think we're done here.
I think we should be.
Oh, I know desperation when I see it.
Virgil. Look, Nemaine is right and I lie a lot, but I need you to trust me on this one. Come on.
Ox steps forward. He will walk up to Virgil and Navain, and he holds out a closed palm for Navain.
Roll persuasion.
What are you doing? Oh, God, I'm sweating. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sweating.
Oh yeah, that's a 5.
They don't look away from Virgil. What is it?
Ox will open his hand. It's the river stone that Lo gave him. This is one of our findings. The stars are falling.
And that is where we'll end the session for tonight.
What the fuck? Dad! What are you doing?
It's 8:42.
No, I know that, but that's not about the ending. Dad, what are you doing?
What do you mean? What am I doing?
Go build you a log cabin.
Stop it. That is enough. I've had enough of your songs and your laughter. Listen. Listen to me.